I've been made aware that Ritual Beast support has been announced. Now, who's hyped for Ritual Beast? I know Waver is hyped. I know Waver. Waver, with this, you think we're gonna check Waver if with this support, your Ritual Beast deck in the year 2024 will finally be able to defeat the fairy deck from Edison format. We're gonna see if it's gonna be good enough to defeat Edison format fairies with the new support cards, you know. On a more serious note, I think Ritual Beast is a pretty cool deck. It's a pretty cool deck. At least it was back in the day. It's just it's a shame that it was never really. I don't think it was ever actually good. It's like it was always overshadowed by Necros at the time, or BA, which is honestly, it's tough. To be overshadowed by BA in like 2015 is rough. That's hard. That's a hard thing to do because BA sucked. Let us look at this Ritual Beast support. Now, I will say the only style of Ritual Beast that I know is the one from like 2015, where you would go into the Cannahawk, tag out, search, go into it again, tag out, so these kind of things. Is it still that? Is that still kind of its thing, you know, set up the trap cards and stuff like that? Or has it significantly changed? Because I know there's been new cards already. They still do that? Okay. If that is still the plan, I think we can try and see if this is good or not. Okay, Spiritual Beast Tamer Lara. We have a new Spiritual Beast Tamer, which is like, the Tamers are important, right? Like some of the fusions require you to have Tamers. It's like, what's the requirement for Cannahawk? Is it like a Tamer and a Beast? It is a Tamer and a, no, it's a Tamer and a, no, it is Tamer and Spiritual Beast. Yeah, okay. Oh, this is both. Okay. That's all of them. Okay, so all of them are Spiritual Beasts, but not all of them are Tamers. Noted. I remember. Yeah. Okay. So the Spiritual Beast Tamers are both, but not everyone is a Tamer. So being a Tamer is good. It's a good thing that this is a Tamer. You can only special summon Spiritual Beast Tamer Lara once per turn. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. Okay, you know it's good when it has 3 effects, probably. You can discard this card. Immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon a Ritual Beast from your hand. Okay, double summon, not bad for Ritual Beast, because they need to get multiple names onto the field, I think, to contact fuse. Now give it a good graveyard effect, then we're talking, maybe. If a Ritual Beast card you control would be destroyed, you can banish this card from the grave instead. Okay, that is a graveyard effect, but not a great one. If this card becomes banished, you can special summon a Ritual Beast monster from your deck, except Lara. Okay, now that is a good effect. They have... Don't they have ways to banish cards from the graveyard in Archetype? Like the lion? They have that lion that banishes one from the grave. Or the Cannahawk too, right? Whew. Okay. I mean, this card is not a one-card combo, right? That's the one thing that's not custom about it. You know, it's not like this card does everything on its own. It still needs other things, like you still need to work for getting these broken effects, but it's good, you know. It like unbricks your hand, it lets you normal summon, it puts stuff into graveyard, which I think that was also an issue. Wasn't that also an issue with old like Ritual Beast, that you needed, that it was sometimes hard to get stuff into the graveyard, right? So you could banish it for other cards. I think that was some, I'm not sure. Cannahawk is now a 1-card combo. All right, Cannahawk banishes from deck. Ooh. Okay, custom card, unironically, for the deck. Okay, although I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it because from what I remember, Ritual Beast, even though the only thing that was annoying about Ritual Beast back in the day was how long it took. It was like playing against Ritual Beast in 2015 was like, it was definitely the longest of the turn ones usually, right? But the if you could skip ahead, you know, if you could fast forward, the end board wasn't that, like, problematic. It didn't do anything unfair. It just took a long time to get there, you know? So I don't necessarily have a huge issue with Ritual Beast. It's a cool deck, in my opinion. So this is also a teleport target, which I don't know if that's relevant, but that gives you the option to teleport out a Spiritual Beast Tamer. I don't know if you already had that option beforehand. Like, was teleport already playable in Ritual Beast? I'm not sure. It's a gold sarcophagus target. It's a teleport target. It's a 1-for-1 target if you want to. It's a Cannahawk banished from deck target. I mean, okay. And we got a new fusion and a link monster. Oh, okay. Ritual Beast Ulti Nokio Drago, Light Worm, 1 Tamer and 1 Spiritual Beast. So this is like is this the standard thingy? Like this is like the standard requirement for the smaller fusions. The big fusion was 3 monsters, I think. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards. You banishing or from graveyard. This is not how you summoned Cannahawk, right? Hold up. Yeah, Cannahawk was just banish them from the field. You couldn't banish them from the grave. Oh, so you can only special summon this thing once per turn. Your opponent cannot target other ritual beasts with card effects. Quick effect. Return this card to the extra deck, then target one of your banished ritual beast monsters. Special summon it, but it cannot attack directly. Okay. So the effect on this thing is the effects on this thing are not giga broken, but that's not what it's about. What this is about, why this is so important, is because if you can put these things into the graveyard, you get a completely free Miracle Fusion, which is not only a free body onto the board, but it also triggers this, right? It triggers this thing from the graveyard, summons out this thing, so you get to special summon one from the deck. So you get this one for free. With this one, you special summon any ritual beast from the deck. And then you can even tag out this one into whatever is banished. Because this thing on the board is like, it's pretty much a vanilla, right? Your opponent can't target ritual beast with card effects. Like, okay, it's nice, but it's like, it's not, you don't want to keep it around. So you can just banish whatever from your grave or deck by any other means, and then just tag out this thing for any banished ritual beast to get its effect, and then fuse into Cannahawk later. These cards are both custom cards, unironically. Both of these cards are custom cards, you know? It's a one-off. Yeah, it might be a one-off, but freaking it's a one-off with insane like impact, right? It's a one-off in your extra deck that is an insane option, right? Like it's gonna make your combo so much more efficient. And we're not even done yet, man. We have a Link monster to go. A Link 4 though. And spell. Ritual Beast Ulti Rairautari. Wind Psychic Link 4. 3+ effect monsters. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. Neither player can tribute cards to activate a card effect. Oh my god, enemy controller in shambles. Why is this here? Why is this here? What is this weird ass floodgate effect on this card have to do? Like, you know, rip Rika? No! The Rika counter! Finally! Europe is saved. We all have to play Ritual Beast and we will not lose to Rika again. It's not a nib counter. It's not a nib counter. But it kills randomly some archetypes. You know, it randomly kills Drytron, for example. It kills Rika in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. You know, it's good against Infernoids, I guess. Lore to kill Infernoids. Oh right, the Ritual Beast have something to do with Infernoid lore, I think, because they both came out at the same time. I think they have something to do with each other. Maybe this card is just randomly supposed to counter Infernoid, you know? Flu? This doesn't counter Flu. It doesn't say you cannot tribute in general. You can only not tribute to activate a card effect. It doesn't stop Sphere Mode. It doesn't stop Lava Golem. It doesn't stop Kaijus. It doesn't stop Nibiru. Because those do not tribute as cost to activate an effect. It has to be something like enemy controller, which is tribute a monster, semicolon, take control, right? That is tributing to activate an effect, right? It stops your opponent from using enemy controller to take your monster, for example. It stops Eradicator. It stops Eradicator too. Stops Emergency. It does not stop Emergency because Emergency summons and then tributes. That is not tributing to activate. That is not tribute to activate. That is tribute as part of the effect, which is a different thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyways, moving on. Random thingy. By the way, on a Link 4, not a good effect. Like, you're not gonna... This is not enough to summon a Link 4. Like, you will never go into this unless the other effects are really good. You can target one of your banished Ritual Beast cards. Return it to hand or extra deck. Then, immediately after this effect, you can normal summon a Ritual Beast monster from your hand. Okay. Technically a good effect, but not really on a Link 4. Like, just a Link 4 to have an extender is, like, weird. Like, I'm not climbing all the way into a Link 4 to get a normal summon, man. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target a Ritual Beast card you control and one card your opponent controls, banish them. Okay. This is a weird mishmash of a Link 4. It's a weird mishmash of a Link 4. Now, it has a small floodgate effect, but not a great one. It has an extension effect, but also I would say not a phenomenal one, right? I wouldn't see this as much as extension, right? I would say it's probably going to be used to just get follow-up, right? Or like, you know, you get a Ritual Beast card banished, return it to your hand, and then you probably don't even normal summon, maybe. Bonds cheats it out. If there's ways to cheat it out, I'm not... like, the thing is, I'm not 100% familiar with all of the Ritual Beast cards anymore. Like, I know the ones from back in the day, the OGs, basically. I remember those. Some of the newer stuff, I'm not sure exactly what it does. So maybe if there's easier ways to summon it out, it's pretty good. And then the disruption effect is kind of nice, you know? I mean, like, banishing one of your Ritual Beasts and banishing one card your opponent controls is nice. That's a solid effect, you know? It's a solid effect. Yeah. Ritual Beast Bonds. Banish 2 Ritual Beast monsters you control. Special summon a Ritual Beast monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Okay. I mean, that makes this definitely better. That definitely makes it better. The question is, are you going to play for this combo? Like, is this something you're going to want to do? Or not, right? But this makes it better. This makes it better. If you can, like... if this is part of, like, you can do a standard combo where you search this card and then you use it, and then you summon out this, and then you add back one of the things you banished, and then you keep playing but normal summoning it. That's all right. That's all right. That's a decent card then. You know, that's good. That also makes sense why it's not Omega broken for a Link 4, right? Because if it was an Omega broken Link 4, we would have a problem with this card, right? Because if you could just cheat it out and it was Omega insane, then, you know, it makes sense that they balanced it a little bit, you know, because it doesn't have anything super broken going for it, but that's still fine. And then we have Ritual Beast Inheritance. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. Monsters your opponent controls lose 200 attack for each type among Ritual Beast monsters you control. You can reveal a Ritual Beast monster in your hand. Add a Ritual Beast monster with a different type from your deck to your hand, then discard a card. I think that effect is very good in Ritual Beast. It's a once per turn Rhoda effect. Now, it's technically a -1 because you search and discard, but that I think is pretty good for Ritual Beast because you get to set up your hand, you get consistency, you get to discard cards to the graveyard, which is, I mean, with these two cards that we read earlier, discarding cards to the graveyard almost seems like a bonus rather than a negative, right? It almost seems like it helps you get going rather than being a disadvantage, you know? And then, if 2 or more monsters are special summoned to your field at the same time, you can target a monster on the field to change its battle position. Okay. This is something that Ritual Beast can do very, very easily, right? It's like you can easily tag out into 2 monsters at the same time and then get the effect. Now, if this was something like you can target a monster on the field and destroy it, I would say this card would be insane. Changing the battle position is, I will say, usually not super impactful, but it can be all right in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, sometimes it can be annoying, and because it is just a bonus on this card, right? It is just a small bonus on this card. It's not the main purpose to play the card. The main purpose of this card is to be able to fix your hand every turn a little bit, right? And that is a good thing. That is a good effect. I believe this card would already be playable if you didn't have the first and third effect on it. If it was just this effect, I think it would already be considered a playable card for Ritual Beasts. The fact that it has the first and the third effect as bonus just makes it better, right? So we don't have to be all nitpicky about whether these effects are great or not, because they are just bonus, right? They are just bonus. They make your Ritual Beasts... harder to out as well, because a lot of the Ritual Beast things are not, like, super big, right? So, like, your opponent's monsters losing, like, you know, 200, 400, 600, 800 attack is annoying, and then you can also change their bigger monsters to defense position in their opponent's turn, so they can't run over your shit. So this helps you, that helps you in certain situations for sure, right? So this is all in all, I think this is pretty insane Ritual Beast support, unironically. Like, unironically, this is all four of these cards are really, really good. The first two are completely insane. The spell card is pretty solid, and the Link monster is also pretty solid. Now, I don't know if this makes Ritual Beast busted now. No idea. Right? But it's definitely interesting stuff. The Link doesn't prevent Nibiru, right? No, it does not prevent Nibiru. If the translation is correct, this does not prevent Nibiru. Because Nibiru is not cost to activate, to tribute. Tributing to activate Nibiru is not a cost. Right? Which is, I think Nibiru is a problem for Ritual Beast, maybe? However, I think maybe there's a world where you can now play around Nibiru. Maybe you can play around Nibiru by not using this thing early, and if they Nibiru you at any point... If they Nibiru you at any point, you can still fuse from the graveyard. You know, maybe that's a way you could approach it. Right? Don Coro, thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate that. The Link 4 exists specifically to host Rika. That should make you happy. It does make me happy. It does make me happy. To get this to a close, really, really good Ritual Beast support. We're going to have to wait and see. I feel like I always say this, but it is true. We're going to have to wait and see if this makes the deck good or not. I'm sure the OCG is going to be hesitant to play Ritual Beast because it seems like one of the worst decks out there into Maxi. Like, unironically, it seems like the Ritual Beast deck feels like it has to special summon so much to accomplish anything that, you know, that. But it looks like Spiritual Beast Tamer Lara and the Fusion Monster give the deck a lot of viability in terms of, like, consistency, one-card starters now. Because did the freaking... did the Ritual Beast deck even have a one-card combo before this? I feel like maybe it does with, like, a card I don't know or I don't remember, but with all the old cards, it was all two-card combos. It did not. Okay, yeah, it was like... It was like it didn't have a single one-card combo available. It was all two-card combos, which is obviously a huge consistency issue for a deck. If you do not have one-card combos available to you, it's not necessarily like completely impossible to play a deck without one-card combos, but it definitely makes it harder. It makes your life harder in modern days where, like, certain decks have insane combos off of just one card, right? What 2015 deck has a one-card combo? Well, I mean, Tour Guide, you could argue, was good enough at one card, you know? But you're right. Like, I mean, old archetypes often didn't. Old archetypes often didn't have one-card combos, but, you know, that's something... If you want an old archetype to compete in modern days, one of the better approaches is to give it a way to play with less cards, you know? Because that's the thing with old archetypes, is they usually require too many cards to keep up with the new decks, right? So that's that. Necros one-card combo when? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Necros one-card combo when, please. Anyways, that's it for the new cards. Exciting news, unironically. I mean, Ritual Beast is something I would not be opposed to having Ritual Beast in the format. People are going to be mad about it. At least some people are going to be mad about it because it's going to take, no joke, 37 minutes to set up like a Ritual Beast Stampede or whatever it's called, or Steeds. But yeah, here we are.